Hello, everyone. My name is Claire. I am a BG manager from BNB Chain. And welcome to our AMA with Kairos Venture, AWS, and BNB Chain. Today, we're going to talk about Web3 matching, empower the next gen of Web3 entrepreneurs. So please give me a thumbs up in the audience if you can hear me okay. Give me some thumbs up. So let's get into today's discussion. Joining along with me today, I'm very honored to have three speakers tonight. Let's give our special guest a big hand. So beside me, this is Zane, CEO of Kairos Ventures, Khai, Startup Business Development Manager as AWS, and Laura, Startup Account Manager as the AWS. So hi guys, hi Zane, Khai, and Laura. So please let's briefly introduce yourself as well as what is Kairos and AWS is doing so far, as well as some outstanding achievement you've made so far. So I guess that let's start with you first, Zane.
Oh, hey guys. My name is Zane. Thanks for having me here today. Um, so yeah, my name is Zane. I joined crypto in 2016. I That's my first job after university, and I am a full-time crypto since my first job. Very happy to be here today. As I just mentioned, I joined crypto in 2000 end of 2016. My first Bitcoin I bought was like $500, and then I started my media company in 2017, the Coin 6 Day thing. Right now, it's still one of the biggest media in Vietnam. And then in 2020, I started Kairos Ventures with my co-founder. It's just like an investment arm of Coin 6 Day where we just started Kairos to have builders coming to Vietnam, helping them to grow the users and community in Vietnam. That's how we started. So far, we have been having about, I guess, more than 100 projects coming to Vietnam market. So yeah, I'm very happy to be here today and share more. Yeah, thank you, Claire, for the introduction. Thank you, BB team.
Thank you so much, Zane. I hope you are a great inspiration for any young people and the real OG in this industry, making a dream from being a student to having the own ventures for yourself, and supporting Vietnamese dream and a lot more projects in the crypto industry. So next we have Kai. How about you introduce a little bit about yourself? Kai, you there?
Sure. Hey, thank you so much for having me here. So I didn't have the luck that Zane had as he bought Bitcoin at such a low price. I can you hear me?
Yes, we can still hear you very well. Please go ahead.
Hello. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all the time. I guess there's some technical problem with Kai right now. Let's wait for him to come back. In the meantime, we would love to hear more about Laura's story. So, what price did you buy your first Bitcoin, and is it as low as Zane?
Well, to declare, I did buy as low as Eugene's, but I sold that when it's go to 1,000. So
It's still a
it's a different
window.
story here. It's a different story here. My name is Laura, and I'm from the AWS startup team. So currently cover Web3 for Vietnam and Philippines. I'm actually in Philippines right now to attend the Web3 week here. A pleasure to be here and connect with everyone. How I venture into Web3 actually yes, Bitcoin like a trader just for fun during that time, but last year because I had been working with a lot of game files and in Vietnam's project. And then after that, I saw, like Web3 and especially IDO and ICO as a new method of fundraising. So I'm actually just like coincident with the time that I had to wrote my thesis. So when I wrote my thesis, I actually wrote about IDEO as a new method of raising funds for like developing country. So I take a look a lot on like fundraising side, like why it's changed and how like Web3 shape the landscape for startup, and that's how I venture in. So yeah, a little bit sad when I hear about $500 from Jane, but sure, let's embrace it. We have way more.
Yeah, and I believe that we will always have the good price of Bitcoin to buy and to hold in the future, especially for this time, right? And I really love your story of like typical women in tech, and I hope that when I have time, I will have the chance to go to the Philippines and join you guys in an exciting blockchain week.
Yeah.
Khai, it's great to have you back. Let's carry on what you have been started.
Right. I think Kai's story is that internet is unstable.
I think he's lagging behind a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
he's still listening to my introduction right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Can you hear me
maybe.
now?
Yeah, we can. Bro, can you just change to Google Chrome? Let's not use Internet Explorer for now.
Very better.
Can you hear me now? If not, okay. Yeah. So yeah. So if you can still hear me, I mean, internet here is really unstable because I'm actually back in my city, in Malaysia. It's a very, very small city, and internet here is just really bad. So yeah. So talking about crypto journey, I ventured into crypto since 2015, 2016 actually. So that's when I was a software engineer, and I started hearing a lot of blockchain and crypto. And actually, the first crypto that I bought was not even Bitcoin. I actually bought Ethereum first. I got Ethereum, I think, at around $200. Obviously, I didn't sell at the right price. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here now. And a bit of my journey, right? So after I become a software engineer, and being a builder at heart, I started an education business in Australia, and having the love for Southeast Asia, I decided to move back to Southeast Asia after building up the business, and venture into AWS, as I'm really, really passionate about building startup ecosystem in Southeast Asia. I see a lot of opportunities, and so I'm originally Malaysian. I just moved to Vietnam since April for the love of Web3 as well, because I see a lot of exciting opportunities in Vietnam, and I think nothing beats being in the market, seeing all the builders, and with all the crises or whatever changes that we're seeing right now. Honestly, if you're in Vietnam right now, you will see that there are a lot of new projects, there are a lot of new opportunities, and that's what excites us in our role, right? Where we actually get to help builders to build, leveraging technologies from AWS.
Okay, great. Really appreciate your sharing and totally agree with you that Southeast Asia, like Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, are countries that grow very, very fast in terms of Web3 and in blockchain industry. And seeing all of you buying crypto in such an early stage or joining this industry in 2015, 2016 makes me feel so old and so late to the game. But anyway, we are here together despite all of our difference in the background and story. So let's start with this live stream. So within this scope, we will go through three main points. The first is the short sharing and chit chat a little bit to warm up the atmosphere. The second is going to be the most important part, where we'll go through our program called Web3 Matching. And the final part is where we will take all of the questions from the Q&A in the crowd. So feel free to rise up and ask any concerns, any question that you might have surrounding Web3 matching program, or about any question that you might have for the speakers here, we will choose the question after the main part, and we will discuss together. Okay. So to begin with, it has been a very turbulent week in crypto space. So I'm sure that you guys in this industry, you have followed the news 24/7 on social media, and we have seen a lot of mixed emotions towards the major incidents that happened recently. I totally understand why there are so many confusions and different opinions and even angers and confused surrounding that. But I think that for the better, this is very important for any project to stay strong together and build trust again as a whole. From the perspective of the project that you are working and from your personal point of view, what do you think about it? May I invite Zane to start with the answer?
Yeah. Well, I think it's something that I mean, like the market crash like this has been suffer a few times in the past. In 2020, something like that, March, people like Bitcoin just dropped like 10K USD at in a few seconds. It was like really crazy as well. Last week, as like maybe same as many other people in crypto, I slept very. I was like sleepless for 3 days. It was really crazy. Everybody was shocked. Um, I mean, like it's something that will happen eventually when there's a like some of the centralized entity they have like a point of failure like that. Um, if it's not happening now, I think it will happen in the future, and the result might be even worse. We cannot afford that, I think. So it's something that I think is bad for us short term. That maybe the market will go even worse. More company will have to shut down because they got affected, and the bear market may go maybe longer, not 1 year, 2 year, maybe 3 years. We don't know, but I think it's like long term is better. It's better long term when like decentralization is something is gradually showed is like how important it is to us. In 2017, nobody cared about decentralization, right? But right now, after those few events, people care about decentralization. So I think it's good for us long term. Me myself, I use different exchange. I use Binance. I use FTX as well. I lost some of my personal money, but lucky that when all the news come out 1 week ago, I guess I had a feeling, and I managed to withdraw like more than 90% of my fund out of the exchange, and um, just have a small amount stuff there because I still had position there, so I had to maintain my position. So I still have a small amount there, but yeah, well, I mean, I felt lucky that I managed to. Um, I can feel it, and I managed to my risk was pretty good. So yeah, it's it's good. I'm fine.
Okay, I think this is a very valid explanation coming from a veteran in this industry because obviously this is not the first winter that we encounter, and obviously not the last one. So we've been here through a lot of crashes, a lot of incidents, and I believe that if we are staying strong together, this will be the starting point of a lot of new inventions in the future, and it's going to be good for the long term, as you said. And the only activity that we can think of for now that can benefit all of the parties in the industry is to keep building and to keep investing in long-term values. And that is one of the reasons why we are coming up with this concept of Web3 matching, which is a journey to find the hidden gems in the industry that is digitally building regardless of the season, regardless of the up and down and the trends of the market, and then match them with the tier one VCs. So moving on to introduce more about Web3 Matching program, I would like to ask this question to Laura. So everybody knows that cryptocurrency nature has a lot of events and networking. And out there, as you can see in Philippines Blockchain Week, there are a lot of events and side events. So what is Web3 matching and why is it so different about this initiative?
Right. So, thank Class for the question. So I think the name say everything for Web3 matching. So basically, the idea is that we match the Web3 builder with each other. In this case, in particular, it's going to be the Web3 project with the investor. And why we are so different from like other initiative. So as you can see that there are so many initiatives currently for Web3 space, like investor matching, VC networking, startup connection, and so on. And I think everyone in the Web3 ecosystem had the same purpose, right? Which is like how to have the ecosystem grow by supporting like cool leads project to go further. And what make like Web3 matching this event in particular different is that we have a good combination of co-organizer. We have a local VC with hand-on experience. We have technology provider. We have chain. We have VC that are pretty much like owner partner that a startup are working with at the moment. And to make Web3 matching to be successful, we have to mention that we are working with a top VC here, like namely like Animal Car, Pantera, Binance Lab, C2, and so on. And all of them are like global known, like the top VC who actually can help you build a long-term growth for the project, not just like token holder or like work toward like the growth token, Palm and Dam. Also, we created a quite curated event with the exclusivity. It's not just networking, but it's just like we create an environment for VC and startup can actually sit down together, have an actual conversations. And I think, I believe that would be enough to make the Web3 matching difference.
Thank you, Laura. I really appreciate that advanced approach and the effort to try to make Web3 matching different from any other networking event. I think the key point here that any project would really appreciate from what you guys are offering is the prolonged impact and the very fair playground that you are setting up for VCs and for projects to meet together to discuss the terms and conditions without any manipulation or any direction from the third party. So it is really decentralized in my opinion, and also bring a very fair game that anybody can join. And because this is so interesting, I would also want to ask that how can Kairos and AWS actually come up with this concept? Like, is there any story behind this event, or how can you guys just sit down together and say, hey, let's do this? And I think this is going to be a good idea. Zain, would you mind answering that for me?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, it was just a very random catch-up call between Karos and then BNB Chain that we share about our plan in the upcoming months and how we want to do for the builders that we in the space, especially in Southeast Asia and Vietnam. I think at first when I hear about the concept of like speed dating, I was really excited. It's something that like I have never ever like know about before. I think this is the concept come from AWS, right? You guys organized something in the past for the Web2 startup. I think this is the first one for Web3 startup. It's really good, and I think the important thing here is that we will have the high quality conversation between VC and builders. As you might go to a blockchain festival, and there's like 100 of like private party, and in every private party there's like 200 people, but there's always like 5 or 10 people that everybody else want to meet and greet and say hi, right? And in just such a very like a party like that, the conversation is usually very short, and like it's just like to say hi and get the contact of each other. It's very hard to get the really get the in-depth talk or advice from the VC. And maybe after the party, nobody actually remember about each other. So
Yeah.
we want to organize it. We want to to be the one that connect the builders, and with the top tier VC. We want them to have the high quality conversation together. We want the builders to have the advice, or they have the consult from the VC, even though the VC might not invest in, but like it's really good to have the advice, and the one that know more than you, the one that experience more experienced than you, and the one that actually give you good advice to go to market. Especially in this market, we have more time. Everybody has more time now, so we getting closer together and share more. I think Web3 matching is just the first thing we organize, and there will be more that we will organize for builders in VC.
I see. So if I understand this correctly, this is just the first step, like a pilot program to see how good impact it can bring to Southeast Asia projects and to benefit the VCs to add more valuable projects into their portfolio. But in the future, there will be more, right?
Yeah, to be continued.
Great.
Yeah, and Claire, just like to add on, I like what you shared, Jane. So, but just like to add on a little bit here. So the reason why we come up with a concept of the speed dating as well is because of we actually work backward from what we hear from the project. So because we have been talking with 200-300 project, see now probably more. I'm sure that one of you guys talking more, and then fundraising right now has been a challenge, and then the thing is that even you don't get fundraised, but you don't know why, you don't have the feedback. So that's why also another one is how to get the meaningful feedback from the VC and from different partner as well. And then relationship is not easy. So that's why we want to create an environment that is easier for the cool project, and a good VC can connect with each other. And then we think that we can just bring the different perspective here by joining force. We always have the concept that if you want to go fast, you're alone, but you want to go further, you actually want to just you need a team there. So that's why we want to join force with a chains, big chains right now. Big tech, and also VC and media as well. So that's how we start with the concept.
Great. So I guess the moral of this story is no matter how random the call and the meeting is, great minds think alike.
Yeah.
And then it's actually bring me back a lot of memory from the first time we met. So the first time we met was a few years ago, but in the office. So we had the chance to talk one-on-one. And that is how our friendship just nurtured until today. But just imagine if we met in a networking session. I don't think that we can be this close and we can come up with such good and meaningful programs together. So I just want to say that for projects, this is a one in a lifetime opportunities to actually be one-on-one with the top tier VCs that usually you can just approach them in the sea of people in a big expo or a big networking session. And let's try to utilize this chance so that even if the VC didn't go to the final decision with you, there will still be multiple opportunities and collaboration to do in the future. And I guess that by hearing some of the teasing from you guys, the projects will be very, very fired up to hear more about how to participate into this program. So Laura, would you mind walk us through how a project can apply and what would they expect in the steps and what do they need to prepare until the one-on-one day?
Okay. Yeah, sure. So I think to begin with, we actually have the website, kudos to the team, make the website so fast. Please remember to check out Web3Matching.io. Pretty easy, same as the name that you are seeing right now in the live stream. Just remember Web3Matching.io. And then I just keep repeating this keyword again and again through the section. So first, please go to our website, apply to that. The application will close by 30th of November. So please be sure that you submit by then. After that, the panel include AWS, BNBs, Kairos Venture. We're gonna review the project and shortlist 20 projects here. And then we had a certain criteria the founding team experience. Are they building an innovative project that can contribute to Web3 space? Are they build something that is in the future? All go with a fundamental concept here. And after that, we shortlist like 20 projects, and we share this 20 projects with a participating VC for them to indicate their choice. And of course, like we're gonna inform the project here is when you actually can, like, you need to prepare yourself a little bit, and then of course you can just reach out to the team to ask for the advice, like what should we say, you know, like what information you had, like, you know, you had a short time, so you don't want just like ramble around about random stuff. You should want like what is the key point, like how we gonna just, you know, like we always had an elevator pitch, like just 1 minute, talk whatever you need. So that is something we can have you with as well. And then we process with one-on-one meeting schedule with the VC. That's it. Like, I mean, it's pretty short, sweet, require a lot of detail, but you know, like we had a whole team here to help you with that. So yeah, to summarize, probably 5 steps here in which startup: remember, create, and submit your application by 30th of November.
I see. So right now we have a little bit more than 10 days to fill in the form and wait for the grand result.
Yeah, that's correct. And of course, like right after that, the team is like working very hard at the moment. We actually start like checking the application right now, and then by then we're just gonna inform the project. No, that's a bit short, but I'm sure that you know, like one of the project win so eager for that, and then they just go for that.
I see. I see. So for the website, it is very straightforward. And as Laura has already been mentioning it over and over again, just in case that you missed that, I will just repeat it just a little bit one more time, that we can apply for this program via the website web3matching.io. And when speaking about that, we are receiving application forms from the projects in Southeast Asia only. And the grand finale, the final day will be in Vietnam offline to meet with the VCs. So why do we choose Southeast Asia as the place to host this program, and why Vietnam is the final venue? I think that this question would be very suitable for Zane to answer.
Well, I'm Vietnamese, so I
like it. Short and sweet, right?
but yeah, I mean, like Southeast Asia is very dynamic landscape for Web3. As you may like know that recently there's a few party that did a few research about like crypto adoption, or like Web3 adoption, or DeFi adoption. A few of like the Southeast Asia countries always rank on the top. Vietnam ranked the top, or top one, or like the Philippines as well. I think the blockchain itself is the opportunity for the people here, and the people here also the opportunity for the blockchain as well, because I think blockchain, the new technology is very easy to be adopted in Southeast Asia, generally because from the legal framework is not the best, but it's generally open through different countries. The people are also really young, and they're really willing to learn, and they are really like easy. They're really eager to learn about the new technology. As you may know, like last year we have the hype from, or like GameFi stuff, or like Axie Infinity stuff, and a lot of people, they actually don't they didn't have the bank account, but they did have the rolling wallet, or the MetaMask wallet, and that's something that we really want it to be to happen more in for crypto. That's actually the mission for Saturday, like to have Bitcoin, that people have more access to financial service without going to the bank, something like that. It actually happened in Southeast Asia. So it's a really good signal, and from all of that signal, crypto adoption really high. The people are really young and dynamic, and the startup the startup landscape in Southeast Asia also really dynamic as well. So that's why we are really bullish in Southeast Asia. And maybe this time we have Vietnam to be on stage for the Web3 matching, but next time will be maybe another country in Southeast Asia, maybe Philippines or Indonesia. We will have more, as I said.
Yeah, so as you said before, to be continued. So this is just the first step for many more success in the future. Well, I love that, and I love how dynamic Southeast Asia projects are growing right now. And I think that this is a great place for projects to just gather around. So instead of just talking to the VCs, there'll be multiple different partnership opportunities that they can get once they fly to Vietnam and once they get exposed to infrastructure partners, game studios, and other marketing agencies or resources that they can get from this region as well. So let's think about it as not something merely about fundraising, but also an opportunity for project to get together and build something under its umbrella. Also, thank you so much, Laura, for being very specific about the criteria of choosing and filtering the project. However, some of the projects, when applying, they will have one confusion of, is there any taste from the VC when it comes to adding a new project into their investing portfolio? So for Web3 matching program, is there any certain industry that the project should be in order to be selected, or it's gonna be free for everyone?
Right. So I think like if it's come to the investing point of view, like investment, I think that for any VC, Web2 or Web3 is going to be the same, right? At the end of the day, am I investing in a good project that will be able to, at the end of the day, to like grow and bring the benefits? So I think we have to come back with a fundamental. Maybe the differences here is that they will understand the different language. They will more like adopt with the concept of like tokens and so on. But we have to come back to the fundamental concept of like how a VC decide to invest in a project, which is like, I mean, few criteria that I will come to my mind, which is like we're gonna use for shortlisting project. First one, the founding team, super important. The founding team, like are they legit? Do they have enough experience? We see a lot in Web3, which is like a lot of like first graduate, like fresh graduate from uni. So when we're talking about experience, it's not about like, hey, how old are you? You're 20, you can't build a good project. It doesn't make sense, right? It's not like that. It's not like that. But it's just more about like, do they understand about like the Web3 app? Can they speak the language of their user? And then can they build something that their user actually can use? Because of, I mean, that's like naturally happen, right? While you had an experience in e-commerce, you're gonna build e-commerce startup, right? So yeah, so coming back to that is still like founding team, or like do they have any projects similar like that before? And then the second one, which is like the funding status from my point of view, fundraising is not that easy, right? And even when you fundraise already, you can't just like spend the money. It's like the leaf on the tree. You really need to calculate for your runways. So imagine that let's say if you don't, or like you haven't raised any funds yet, can you still like like go without that until you build the actual MVP? And then you can fundraise. So for me, like the runway is super important. The third one is about the market competitiveness. Are they launched something that the market needs? Anyone had before? So often when I work with startup, what happened is that yes, they build something super cool, like no one had built before, which is two situation. Maybe it's innovative, but maybe it's like no one needed, like no market fit at all. So I think it's come down as very important. And then the fourth one, at the end of the day, we are business. We want to build something cool, but cannot just like building it. Because if you want to build something good, the user will be willing to pay, which is like come back to the monetizations. Can they, like had a sustainable business model can help them whether or not they fundraise. And the last one I think, which is important, is about the technology. Can they release the product on time? That makes sense from the technology point of view. Like I can just had a super cool idea, but unfortunately at the moment the market or no one can solve that problem yet, or like no such technology, or like you need like 10 years, which just doesn't make sense, right? So that's from my point of view. I come with that 5 criteria for myself, but I'm sure like James will have more idea, especially from the venture point of view.
Well, yeah, I mean, you share a lot, and I think that's also something that's quite similar from among different VC. To me, it's all about. I just share one thing, that it's all about the vibe, working with the team, and like talking to the founders from the first call. I think we are always looking for people that and a team that are fast moving and adaptive, because crypto moves so fast. I live in crypto in 1 year. I feel like just a decade. That I aged so much last week. So many things happened last week, and I aged a few years last week. Uh,
Yeah.
so like and like every day a new thing come out, a new definition come out, and a new like narrative is being talked about. The team themselves, they had to be really fast moving, and they need to be adaptive. If they're not really like trying to catch up with the market, the story may, or maybe the narrative people talk about, maybe it can be outdated really fast, and you might become irrelevant. So we always looking for a team that like always hustle people. Always seeking for the best at a time. That's my experience when we work with the team as startups.
Okay, so thank you so much for the honest sharing from both on the Laura and Zane's side. I guess that the question shouldn't be which industry would be the VC's favorite taste, but it is more than is my product really benefit for the users? That should be the right question to ask.
Right.
And in order to have a legit and a valid product that will benefit the community in the long term, you need to have like good runway that even if you have the fundraising or not, you can still survive and build the MVP for yourself. And you
Right.
still need a really good team, not just the founder, but also the team members with the same vision with you to go the long way. And last but not least, think twice about your concept to see if it's really helpful or is it unique because nobody is building it at the moment because this is not market fit. But I believe that as long as the team have the passion about what they are building and the right belief that they are doing something valuable for the communities, then you can always apply for the program and receive the consultation from the VCs, from BNB Chain team, from Kairos and AWS before the grant day. And of course, you will learn something or have valuable lessons afterward. And speaking about this, here's a very tricky question that I might want to open the discussion between Zane and Laura. For the projects that unfortunately didn't make it to the final round, didn't make it to the shortlist, because we receive like a lot of applications right now, and we only receive and we only filter the best 20 products and projects to introduce it to the top tier VC. Any support we can give or any guidance that we can give to the projects that didn't make it? I think Zen, you can go first.
Well, for me, DM always open for for anyone. This time in the market, we spend more time to talk to the builders and expanding our network. I think right now, if I do see someone that even though the market is so bad, but they're still building, they're still eager to build something for the people that can create value for the industry. I'm always happy to talk. So like, even though you're not make it to the final round, it's still okay. We can still talk in the end.
Okay, how about you, Laura?
So I think just now I did mention a lot and about like building your MVP, building your product first. And I believe that a lot of VC at the moment, they keep asking the question, can you show me your product? It's not like last year. Right? Last year, like everyone raised fund with a white paper. It's not going to be happen the same case this year. You need a product first. From the AWS perspective, we're gonna have the project to build the product until they can match their roadmap, and then they raise fund. That's why we have like available like credit programs already. Like if you join the Web3 matching, you actually will be eligible to receive that as well. And then we're just gonna like help you in terms like technological, a little bit finance here, but with like credit programs, and then also from like technology advising point of view, so that you can build the product until you can like show that to the VC basically. Because of actually this sentence is from Khai. Khai keeps saying that builders got to build, like you just have to continue building that, and we just help them to continue their product until they can, fly higher. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so for projects, some note here. As long as you apply to the program, you will have the chance to receive the support financially and in terms of credit from AWS. And also, Zane's DM is still open for you to any chit chat or any coffee talk. And we also hope that by talking to him, he will be younger and he will not age in traumatic speed like right now. Okay, last question for this part. I think Laura would be the right one to answer this because we have seen a lot of different benefits that project can earn from AWS. But in the long run, is there any other benefits that any project in this program can expect from the initiative?
Right. So I think I totally understand that it's going to be time commitment. You apply the program, right? And then you're just going to be in the event in person as well. So we want the project who join the program will be benefited from this. First come first. This is going to be the good opportunity to connect with a top VC. And again, top VC, I keep repeating the same word. Project will receive the feedback from us on their market fits, their token, if any, tokenizations, if any, their idea and so on. And we believe that we can contribute here. And also it's going to be the golden chance for the project with to connect with a strategic partner such as like YGG, Breathe It Out, blockchain space, not just in the country, but outside the country, because I'm sure you have been seeing that a lot of projects in Vietnam last year, they keep building the product, but where are their users, right? It's actually not just in Vietnam, it's outside of Vietnam. And when you enter a market that you don't have the knowledge yet, these are the strategic partner that you should work with. And this will be the opportunity for you to connect with them because they actually join the program as well. And also to access for other to build a connection with other projects from like AWS, from BNB, from Kairos, and I believe that is attractive enough, it's sexy enough for the project here to join the programs. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Even I don't have a project of myself, but on hearing your suggestion, I want to jump in. And how can I sign up?
Remember Web3Matching.io.
Of course, obviously. So thank you, Laura, again for highlighting a lot of important benefits for projects. And in all seriousness, no matter how good the team is, no matter how good the product is, we cannot build a product by ourselves. And we really need to thrive in this ecosystem as a whole, and with a lot of connections and a lot of sharing in terms of resources. So instead of only having the opportunity for fundraising, the program can also introduce you to the right partners that can maybe go a long way with you and support you in many other valuable aspects that may be even more important than just money and runway. So we have come to the end of the second part, and we will come to the FAQ. So as the name suggests, it means ask us anything. And feel free to raise your hand and request, or you can just comment your questions below, and I will pick out 2 to 3 questions for Laura and Zane here to answer. Let me look through the comment section real quick, and I can see a few questions has been repeated. So it means that a lot of people are wondering the same thing. So let's start with this. I got this question from Millennium. They ask, why don't we open up to projects outside of Southeast Asia? We can fly to Vietnam. So Zane, what do you think about it?
Oh, maybe Laura is the better one to answer this.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Millennials. I mean, why not, right? Maybe we can get the Web2 matching version 2, version 3, and it's outside. So the way that we are working is that we don't want to make something big and it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It's more like, let's just start with something small first. Let's make sure that we create something makes sense for you guys first. And then after that, we scale. Like, we're probably not going to start, we probably not going to stop in Southeast Asia. We're going to grow further. And for you, more than welcome to fly to Vietnam to join us. See that is that a good event that makes sense to you? And then when we open the second cohort, is where you join.
I see. So there are two takeaways from the answer. Number one is a promise that there will be more and more upcoming similar programs in the future in different regions. And number two is we are very serious about choosing the similar projects in terms of scope, scale, and the region. So it doesn't make sense if we create something too big that would probably not won't be able to cover and give the project a fair chance to compete with each other. So let's start with something in the small scale first, and then we can move on to other regions. So for you, please stay tuned. We are almost there, and we will announce the next version of it as soon as possible on our social media. Let's move on to the second question. From Patrick Keane. For MVP, can we also get support in advance for such as Binance, Oracle? I guess that we can answer this without really being from Binance team. So Zane, I saw you opening your mic. You want to say something?
Yeah, I think what I mean, like joining this event is not only about like connecting with VC or like raising fund, but you have a chance to connect with any of other like players in the space that join the event as well, and maybe some of the other project that also join the event with you might become your partner in the future. And in crypto and Web3 in general, like integration or like working together has always been one of the best way to bootstrap and push up everything when it comes to development. So I think Binance, this is a very easy answer for Binance, that Binance always welcome the builder for the ecosystem. So support in terms of like Binance Oracle is something that's very easy for them.
And I think like Patrick, just continue to repeat my point here again. Actually, we got into the second last question. We say, yes, you can get the support in advance. Just now earlier I mentioned we support to help you like advise. Jane mentioned, remember to DM him if he didn't answer. Let's make sure let us know so we can scold him, because he did say that online here. But also from like AWS point of view, we also support the project until you can build the MVP as well. So that is something like in advance, whether or not you can go to the final round of the Web3 matching.
Okay, Laura, as I have you here already with me, it's on the same topic. From another user, they are asking, how does the one-on-one speed dating work? Is it really like dating? And then me and then we don't have any experience in this, so I will have to ask you.
It actually is like dating. I mean, I'm not sure like you have tried the speed dating before. But basically, right, we had a 20 project, top 20. After that, we share the list of the 20 project with the VC. VC gonna pick their like top 10 favorite, and then they say, let's say I say like, hey, I just want to meet Claire, and then because of it had to be two-way, right? It can't be just like I want to meet Claire, Claire doesn't want to meet me. Doesn't make sense, right? So we're gonna inform the project about that, and then in the setup of the event, we actually had a separate area in which that you can just sit down with a VC, had one-on-one conversation, serious conversation, not with the loud music, not with a party, not with the DJ. The reason I lost my voice like that because of I have been a few events with DJ. So yes, that's why how serious we are with the events. And after that, of course, like the VC is gonna receive the information about you in advance. So they're gonna ask you the specific questions. Like normally how the startup gonna meet the VC, you got like 20 or 30 minutes there, and then they just keep asking you like, hey, like what are your plan, what are your upcoming? So you need to make sure that you be ready to answer for that once. But yeah, long and short, yes, it's speed dating because it's short time. You can't last for 2 hours there, and then it had to be like short and sweet.
Okay, so from my understanding that the projects need to be very, very well prepared before coming to that. And is it gonna be similar to dating? Like you have to be nice, you have to prepare a good personality, ready to give all out to impress the others, and pray for the best result. So yes, it makes total sense. And I think that by your sharing, the projects will understand more about what to expect in that one-on-one day, and have a better presentation and a better appearance, so that they can win some of the funds and some of the trust from the VCs.
Yeah, exactly. Not like I mentioned, just not like, hey, you know, like, nice to meet you, let's get Telegram, go back home, share the picture. No, it's gonna be like serious question here because they already got all of your information. Yeah.
Yes. I think it is very valuable for any project.
Yeah.
Okay, because I still see a lot of questions popping up here, but because of the limitation of this program, so I will just accept one more. Let's see. Okay, this is a good one. In case projects make it to the shortlist, do they need to fly to Vietnam to attend the Web3 Matching Day on December 11th? Or and will the expense is covered for them? So I think that this question might be similar for a lot of projects when it comes to application. Zane, would you mind?
I think you better fly to Vietnam. I think, you know, just Laura just mentioned before getting into the conversation with the VC, it's not only about, you know, like you've been there, but also you need to have a really good preparation as well. And you don't have much time to. That's a really good chance for you, but you don't have much time to impress the VC, so that, you know, maybe after that they will remember about you, and there will be more conversation between them and between you and the VC in the future. So I think it's better for you to fly to Vietnam, to get to grab the chance.
I understand. Yeah, because flight ticket or accommodation, it can be spent, but the opportunity to sit down face to face to a VC is something that you cannot find for the second time. And also, Vietnam is a very beautiful country, like good food and a lot of place to do shopping. So why not, right? So let's make it
Yeah,
a
Vietnam
chance.
is cheap.
Yeah,
Vietnam is cheap, you
yes,
know.
it's cheap as well.
Yeah,
Very,
exactly.
very valid point.
Yeah.
So we have come to the final question and answer for today. Before ending, I would like to remind all of you, especially projects that haven't applied yet for the event and the program, some schedule and timeline of our Web3 matching. For November 11th, which is a week ago, we have opened our application form. And this is applied for projects across Southeast Asia. So if you have the core team members or you are heading towards Southeast Asian markets for your product, feel free to just apply. And for the website to do so, it is web3matching.io, and you can click on the application button right on the website, fill in the necessary form, and then wait for the result. The deadline for the application is the end of this month, which is 30th of November, and it will take our team a few days to work on it to filter the project and then announce for you the result, which will happen in the 5th of December. So 5th of December, 5 days after the deadline, we will announce our result and find the 20 best project that will be featured on the offline day. And the day that we will host the one-on-one with the VC is going to be the 11th of December. So guys, do remember this timeline and roadmap and follow it very strictly. Keep an eye on our social media, on your mailbox for any upcoming activities or any announcement from us. And last but not least, I would like to give a special thanks to Laura from AWS and Zen from Kairos Ventures. Also, a warm welcome and thank you for everyone that participated in our AMA today. We will create a feedback form in our channel and groups. So please fill in if you have any further question, if you have any feedback for the team, or anything concerning our Web3 matching event. And we appreciate all of your suggestions, of your ideas, and it will be a valuable lesson for us to improve our current program and also all of our future activities. I wish you all a very pleasant evening and hope to see you again soon in our future activities. Thank you.